Hello guys, it's me again, back out this week. Wasn't out last week on my days off, there were a lot of things to organize and to do, so no chance, but I'm out this week again. At extremely hot, we will hit the nearly 30 degrees mark today, so extremely warm. So I chose something to see, and it will be this beauty here. This is an old castle. We are in a little town called Mayerling. Maybe if you know the history of the Habsburg, you probably heard about this one. This is where the oldest son of Sissi and Emperor Franz killed himself and his spouse Mary Vetsera. So I will have a look into this one and probably learn a bit more about this affair. I'll just turn you around so you can see a little bit better here. Give me a second. So we are in the middle of the green, so there is nothing around us. This is the visitor center to go in. I guess I will walk up this way, and this is not really a castle, it's more like a hunting lodge where he decided to kill himself and her. Beautiful flowers here. Summer is nearly there, so I will go in and see what awaits me. So there was a little exhibition now inside here, and it told you a lot about the life of Prince Rudolf. He was the third oldest son of the Empress Sissi and the Emperor Franz Joseph I. They never really liked him and took to him. It seems that Sissi was never a real mother to him. She didn't get along with him, and he was never good enough for his father, the emperor. They educated him in very strange ways, so he had to stand in the rain for hours. He was woken with pistol shots and all this stuff. So when Sissi found it out, she said they had to change the education. This is not good. So they changed it, but it never got better really. He was never acknowledged by his father, and well, his suicide was more like a cry of help, and he found one to do it with him. Well, and this is now where it all happened. It seems to be a chapel here, and the rooms, maybe even the bedroom where he did it, I will see. I'll follow the signs here and we will go in. So there's a wee chapel there behind the bush. We'll have a look later. This is the church now. It seems that the grave of Mary Vetsera, the girl who died with Rudolf, is somewhere here too. There's another door there. So I saw a few people going into the church, so I will give them a few moments and I will probably go in here first. So this here is now the Baroness Mary Vetsera. She was just 17 years old. She seemed to be in love, or she was in love with Rudolf. He probably saw her just an affair, but at least she loved him enough to die with him. And by the way, he was married too to Stephanie from Belgium. But yeah, well, she didn't die with him, so it was rather the Baroness Mary. So lovely surprise here. I had a peek in. We are going into the tea pavilion, and look what I found there. Not only a big fan, but also look at those beautiful murals. Isn't this amazing? The original ones were painted there in the 19th century. Then there was a fire in this little pavilion, and parts of it were destroyed, and the water was used to get the fire down destroyed a lot of it too, but they repainted it exactly as it looked like in the 19th century. So this is just amazing, and I'm just losing my glasses when I look up that much. But they are gorgeous. Also quite interesting, we see the story of the Baroness Mary Vetsera. How she looked like, how she developed. Beautiful young woman, and such a shame that she died with only 17 years. another one here. And it seems that there is some hair still left. Let me see. Original hair of Mary Vetsera. It seems it was taken out during a grave robbing thing. And this was the rest that was still there. So I read now that when Mary Vetsera died, she was buried in a wooden coffin, but short time afterwards she was taken out of it, and the wooden coffin was replaced with a better one. And then a few years later, during the World Wars, the coffin was damaged, so she was reburied again. And then in the early 1990s, the whole coffin with everything that was in there vanished and was stolen by somebody who wanted to find out why she died, how she died, and if it's really her. So these are a few pictures from herself, basically, who are still left. So this seemed to be her old shoes that were in the grave. This was probably a dress. A bit of a fabric is still left. And she probably died of a gunshot in her head. This seems to be the skeleton. So it seems she was reburied about 4 times. Well, I might probably go and see the grave too, just to finish up the story. And here's also a bust of the Crown Prince Rudolf. This is how he looked like. A little bit tough to see. Yeah, that's it. So let's have a look into this beauty here. I just thought right now, it's no wonder they chose it for as a place for a hunting lodge. Hills after hills, woods after woods. Probably find a little way to walk along afterwards. So it turns out that this was the room of the wallet of the Crown Prince Rudolf, and that the bedroom of the Crown Prince where the suicide happened is just behind it or next to it. So I guess there's a door there. Maybe it's going on in this direction. I probably won't be able to see it though. This was probably the last image that was taken of the Crown Prince. This was the Crown Prince's servant, Johann Loschek, for many years, and before he died he wrote down what really happened in the time and that night. He was there when the bed chamber was opened after the suicide, and this happened exactly on the 30th of January 1889. So it seems that Mary Vetsera was killed first, and then the Crown Prince took his own life. So while the Crown Prince Rudolf became a proper state burial, I already mentioned that Mary Vetsera was taken out of her grave a few times. We have 2 of them here, I'll come to that in a second. This was the very first one. This is a bit of wood left from the wooden coffin she was buried in a day after she died, quite quickly. And then she was taken out and put into this coffin. This coffin was broken into during the World Wars, It was damaged very badly, so she was taken into a different one, but this one survived a wee bit. So you see Mary Vetsera, and died in Mayerling, 30th of January 1889, born on the 19th of March 1871. Out in the bow of it, quick look into the little chapel, and then I will check if I've seen everything or if I'm still missing something. So I've seen it all now. I double checked twice just to be on the safe side. It's a really tragic story. Nobody really knows why they did it. Was it really a love thing, or was it a bet that the crown prince lost, or was it really murder, political reasons, or why this? The imperial family, at least the descendants that are there sort of until today, still say that he did not do any suicide. He did not commit suicide. He was killed. Nobody knows. The experts are quite sure that he shot Mary first and then he shot himself. So we'll probably never know what's behind there. So we will just accept the facts, what people know and found out. Yeah, but it was really interesting to learn about that. What I will do next, I don't know yet. It's still a beautiful day. Maybe I'll still really go to the graveyard and have a look at the burial site of Mary, or I'll go for a hike. I don't know yet, but well, let's be spontaneous. See you in a bit. So guys, I couldn't hold myself back. I thought I'll need to see the grave of Mary Vetsera. So I'm here now on this beautiful graveyard, and I think I saw where it is, and I think it's one of those one here in this area. And turns out I was quite right. Here is the grave now of the Baroness Mary Vetsera, probably killed by the Crown Prince Rudolf. I think it makes a good end of this little video, a good end of the story to finish up with this. So I left my car next to a cemetery and I followed this one way up the little hill and to the woods. I basically reached the end of this way, can't go any further, but I wanted to show you how the Austrian lowlands look like. They're probably not even high enough to be lowlands, but maybe not the Scottish ones, but it's a lovely view here. It's getting really hot, so I will walk back this way now, have my lunch, and then see if my car is still there. So guys, I'm just on my way back to my car to get home. I made a little stop for lunch now. So I hope you enjoyed my video. It's a bit of a tragic thing this time, but important in history. What I also want to show you is what we Austrians love to have for lunch if we want to have something quick. So this here, it might be a shock to you Scottish people. This here is a proper roll. This is what we call a simmer. This is a proper roll, nothing that you have in Scotland or in Great Britain is similar to this one. And what we adore is, you see this one? This is an extra wurst with a gherkin in it. We do love it a lot. I will have this now for lunch, and I planned 2 castles tomorrow, so watch out for the next few videos, and I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.